Now we have installed SQL Server 2022 on both our instances. After that, you have to go to configuration manager. I have already opened this wizard, and make sure you have SQL services running. Okay, this my SQL Server service and SQL Server browser service. Since it is stopped, go to properties. Okay, go to advanced. Okay, now here active, yes. Service start mode is disabled, choose automatic, apply. Okay, now after some time you will see the SQL Server browser service will start running. Okay, and one thing also, go to SQL Server network configuration and make sure this one, SQL Server network configuration, and make sure all the three parameters are enabled. So go to this one, enable. Okay, go to this one and enable. You have to perform similar step on SQL Server 2. So this is enabled. Now go to SQL service. Okay, now you have to do one thing. Go to properties. Since this is by default SQL Windows account, you have to log in with your domain account. So go to log on, go to this account, go to browse, choose location as entire directory, and go to test.com, which is our domain, and search for DC admin, check names. Okay, password, you can give password that we have created that time. Password, apply, and this will start your SQL Server. Perform similar step on server 2. Enable named Python TCP IP. Go to SQL Server browser, services, start mode automatic, apply. Okay, go to SQL Server services, properties, log on, browse your domain account name. Location will be your domain test.com. DC admin, test.com. Okay, DC admin, check names. Okay, apply, restart. Now start this browser service on both the server. Now it is running, and this SQL Server browser service must be in running state. Okay, now go and start this one. And also restart the SQL server. on both the server you have to perform the similar step. Now we will enable always on availability feature. Go to properties, go to always on availability groups, enable. Okay. Again restart. Perform similar step on server 1. Go to AG always on availability group, enable, apply. Okay. Okay. And restart this. Now from here we will enter into our SQL Server Management Studio. So I will search here Studio. And I will close this window. And from now you have to perform this step only on one node. So I am selecting SQL Server node 1 and forget about node 2. Till here we have to perform similar steps on both the nodes, and after that let us restart once again this SQL Server 2, and now you have to perform the steps on only one node. For this we will go to our documentation because some query will be needed. So till here we have completed our steps. We have installed SQL Server and SSMS. Now we will configure always on availability group. Also we have enabled this step, this parameter. Yes, once we enabled, we have to run this query. I will add this query in description. Yes, connect. Go to new query. You can see availability group, always on availability group. However, we have not created any of the availability group, so here it is blank. Run this query. This query completed. Now go and create a new database. Database created. You can see DB test. In DB test, you have to create one table. Table name, let's say employee. Employee in column would be ID, int, name, varchar, and that's it. But this table created in master, we have to create this in our DB test. So create. Okay, now DB test table created. Let's go into tables and let us see whether it is created or not. Now we will, if it is get created, now we will insert some data in this table. One name, let's say Ravi. Okay, one record inserted. Now we will go to availability group wizard. Availability group. Now we will click on new availability group wizard. I already told that the system will work slow. So you can see here we have dbu.imply table. Okay. Now go to next. Let us give AG test. Click on next. Okay, one thing you have to keep in mind that before configuring your availability group, take one full backup of the database. So minimize this one and go to database and take full backup. Property, tasks, okay, backup. See, you have full backup, database. Okay. The backup completed and full backup. Let's again repeat the steps. So go to availability groups, go to new availability group wizard, go to next, give the name, we have AG test, next, now add secondary replica, SQL Server 2, connect, give this synchronous commit, and for secondary we will give the read permission. Go to and endpoints, okay, backup listener, okay, click on next. You can browse here. On DC admin we have one shared storage. Go to DC admin and this piece, sorry, you have to go on DC admin. Okay, in DC admin you have to search for network. Actually we have created one shared folder, so let us see on the domain. Okay, now go to domain, this one, DC admin, let us copy the path. Click on next. It is checking for network location. For now we are not configuring listener configuration, because for that we will require additional one secondary IP address, and we do not have that secondary IP address. However, we will perform manual failover in order to test whether our always on concept is working or not. Okay, now click on next, click on finish. It will take some time. So once this wizard will finish, you will able to see the availability groups, and here DB test will be in synchronized mode, and availability groups, here you can see uh, here we have not any availability groups. After this configuration, you will see the availability groups. So I am stopping this video here. After full configuration, we will perform the manual failover of the availability group. Now you can see our availability group configuration completed here. All the checks it passed. Also it added since last step is very compulsory, joining DB test, which is our database, to availability group on SQL Server 2. Means it has added database DB test on the into the availability group AG test on another server, SQL Server 2. Now you have just configured this availability group. Now we will test also. You can see first of all this, close this one, and you will see the AG test primary has been created, and availability replicas you can see SQL Server 1 primary and SQL Server 2 secondary, and DB test is synchronized. Now what we will do, we will first connect SQL Server 2 here. SQL Server 2 connected. Now we will explore availability groups. This is secondary, okay, and this is primary. As soon as we will perform this alter availability, this manual failover, this is command for manual failover, you will see the primary become secondary and secondary become primary. Now perform this one. Okay, you have to run this on master database. Perform. It is writing that cannot failover availability group AG test to the instance SQL server. The local availability replica is already replica of the availability group instance of the server. Okay, you have to perform this on the secondary replica. Now it will run. Now you can see when you will refresh, availability group, it will become primary. It is expanding. Till then restart this one also, and let us see availability groups. Availability groups. See, now the primary becomes secondary and secondary become primary. This for now we have completed our always on configuration part, and the listener port we have not configured because we have not additional IP, secondary IP address, and listener port is nothing but it is a connection string. It will help application to get to know whom to communicate, whether go to SQL Server 1 or SQL Server 2. And remember that you cannot fail over, just we get an error that you cannot fail over to the local instance itself. So you have to, so let us verify. Now this is secondary, okay. Now you cannot fail over from here, primary, okay. Go to, now we will, let us try, okay. This is our primary, and now we will try from this. This will definitely going to give error. See, so keep in mind you have to only fail over from the secondary server, because in real world you will always have, means down of primary server, secondary server will always available. So from secondary server you will perform the failover. So go to secondary. This is our secondary. Now go to secondary, copy this query and perform failover. Now you will see it will get success. Refresh again. Refresh again. go to always on a high availability groups. This will become primary and this will be on secondary C. So finally we have configured always on concept. Thanks for watching the series, and I hope you have understand a lot of the concepts of configuring. However, we have not covered theoretical parts in this series. Hopefully I will add theoretical parts in another series. Thanks for watching this video.